Welcome to Play Your Part Podcast. We're getting into some sports and music. Don't turn that dial. Stay tuned in. All right. I'm your host, B. This Play Your Podcast. This is sports and music session.
And you know it's the kid, the Black Jude Law.
Yana, it's your turn. All right. Appreciate you, Aaron, coming on with us. Uh, so today we're gonna go ahead and start off to let everybody know that if you want to come on the show live, you need to in the comments on YouTube or the comments on Facebook, type in your email so I can be able to have you in as the audience to let you know on either one of the chats. Put your email in there, and we'll get you plugged in. So that being said, we're gonna go ahead and start off with the first topic on NFL moves. We're gonna talk about Bobby Wagner to the LA Rams.
Oh yeah. So this week I just had there were a couple moves that I wanted to bring up. Also, I just went through the whole free agency and see like which teams made the biggest impact. So the Rams picked up Bobby Wagner, 1 year. I mean, not even a year removed. They just won a Super Bowl a couple months ago with that defense, which was stacked. They lost Von Miller, but they ended up picking up Bobby Wagner, who's been a top three middle linebacker for like the past 10 years. And I thought that was a big move. Also, I have Stefan Diggs. He just signed a $96 million extension, well deserved out in Buffalo, who's looking pretty good as well because they picked up OJ Howard out there. He didn't perform that well in Tampa Bay, but we, as Alabama fans, all knew how good OJ Howard can be. And also, they picked up Von Miller, who the Rams lost. So I thought they looked pretty good. Then I got Miami. They picked up Tyreek Hill. I believe that was last week. They picked up Tyreek Hill. They looking real scary right now. If Tua can throw the ball down the field, that's the whole thing. And they picked up Xavier Howard for $90 million, who is one of my favorite cornerbacks in the league. They don't even throw his way anymore because when they do, it's normally an interception. And then another team that's getting their stuff back together that I have is the Patriots. I say they picked up Devontae Parker, Mac Wilson, Jabril Peppers, Malcolm Butler, just to name a few. That's one of this. If Mac Jones can continue this play that he had last year, I think that's going to be a real scary team to see because, you know, Bill Belichick does well in the draft to fill those holes anyway.
Did you say Malcolm Jenkins?
No, Malcolm Butler.
You said, is that the Malcolm Butler that said Malcolm Butler he sat out in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, he came back. That Patriots way, man.
Yeah, you know the Patriot way.
Can't stay away for too long.
I like the move Buffalo made. I mean, Buffalo look like they going for it right now.
Yeah.
I'm not that Miami situation though. It looks good on paper, but I'm not a believer in Tua.
Again, that's why I said if Tua can throw the ball downfield, because you know, what's his name? Jalen Waddle caught all those passes, but a lot of them were within 5 yards of Tua. So if they can protect that man, which they shored up the offensive line a little bit, If they can protect that man and he can actually throw the ball downfield to Tyreek Hill, then it'll be good. But I think Tyreek Hill just took the money. He didn't really care about the stats.
Took the money and players the opportunity to play at home. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, they got a championship ring. And
yeah,
Kansas City had like they won a minute, but they had an opportunity to get them back, but they ain't want to throw the bag at them.
yeah. Like you said, he got the opportunity to go home, and he got the bag, and he's like, I already got my Super Bowl. He's pretty much a Hall of Famer at this point. It's like even if Tua can't throw the ball down the field, I'm still going to enjoy myself in Miami for at least 2 years.
That could possibly make them look good. I mean, on paper, it looks great,
Yeah,
receiver wise, but there's that one caveat: quarterback.
yeah.
Well, Tua
I
also
said,
has Tua also has a problem throwing the long ball. That's the problem. Is when you got Tyreek Hill like a speedster like that, he's gonna blow past people. You got to worry about a quarterback that can be able to throw the ball down the field. And Tua, ever since Alabama had that problem and issue, throwing the ball down the field. But he has no excuse if they when they already sprucing up the offensive line, and their coach is pretty much a fast paced type coach, where I think it'll probably be into his benefit for the coach he has to be able to help him get through this third, fourth year rut that he has. Because after this year, man, Tua gonna be a backup somebody.
yeah,
Because if he don't get it done this year, it's gonna be a wrap for him.
yeah. I
Yeah, he
said,
was wrong
I tell
way.
you who's sour right now is Minka Fitzpatrick. He got out of there a little bit too soon. Could have been down there getting the bag and be a top safety down there in Miami. He wanted to go to Pittsburgh, and now they looking pretty terrible. Also, by the way, say RIP to Dwayne Haskins, who just passed. I want to say 2 days ago.
Yesterday. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that was yesterday morning. I got the text.
it's sad, though. It's
But
sad
yeah,
because
we
we never heard nothing like that happening. I think the last time we heard of a football player dying all of a sudden like that was still in the league, that was when, what was
Sean
that
Taylor.
called? Was Sean Taylor, but was Sean Taylor before or after Ed McNair, Steve McNair got killed by that shit?
Uh, Steve.
And,
I think it was after Steve McNair. I
and you
mean,
had
before Steve McNair.
Pata from Miami. He was in the
Yeah.
league. He was the last one that
But
kind of suddenly died like that.
down in South Florida training for the next season and get hit by a car? 24 years old, life gone.
I don't know if he would have been the starter this year, but they definitely would have allowed it to be a QB battle because all they have is Mr. Trubisky, and I was like, I'll let Dwayne Haskins battle it out with that guy.
Yep, yep. It's been a good battle, too. It would have been a good battle.
But yeah, it was a tragic 24. Would have been 25 next month.
Gone too soon.
But yeah, I said as far as the rest of the NFL goes, I didn't see like any teams with like a bunch of major moves besides maybe the Browns picking up Deshaun Watson and Amari Cooper. We don't even know if Deshaun Watson's gonna play, so I didn't include it. But we won't really know what to expect for next year until the draft. So I'm just
What
gonna
about
keep.
Russell Wilson going to Denver?
Yeah, but they did. That was the only move they made, really, and they
But see,
just and
a lot of people say that's all they were missing is a quarterback. I mean, I'm not sold on Russell Wilson, me personally. I think he won that Super Bowl based off the Legion of Doom, Legion of Boom back then in Marshawn Lynch. But other than that, I ain't sold on him.
well, don't get me wrong. They got some receivers over there that I like to see. Jerry Judy. They
Yeah,
got
yeah, they got a young core of receivers.
yeah.
I
That could
don't
that
think
could be good with a good quarterback. Because the thing with Teddy Bridgewater has always been, he won't lose you the game, but he ain't gonna win it either.
yeah,
Send Russell Wilson to go out there and get you 300 yards.
I'm a Bridgewater fan. He almost became a Buccaneer. We was on the way to getting on Teddy Bridgewater before we got Tom Brady.
No. I mean, he would. I mean, he wouldn't have been great in Bruce Arians, he retired this week and became the GM. I think it's not the
Yeah,
head coach anymore.
we had to throw him. We had to throw him in the office job. You
That
know,
was
you got
a that was the agreement for Tom to come back. Is with him
yeah,
going up to the Dolphins because we can't have no more of this. He's a you know how he is. He's loose at the lips.
yeah.
You know yeah. They was like we're not gonna fire you. We're just gonna put you in the front office. They did the Brad Stevenson on them. Yeah. I'm not saying you're bad, but just go over here. We got you.
once once time leaves, he just comes back to be the coach.
Well, it's Tom Brady. I mean, he deserved that right.
No,
I
let's.
ain't think how he left us anyway. He called me. Tom Brady called me, asked me what I wanted for my birthday. And I told him I wanted one more season. So that's why he came on back for my Buccaneers, you know.
Hey, I'm glad to see it. I'm a big Brady fan. Uh, the longer I can see greatness, the better. I don't want to see him fall into like a lot of these people who play until the wheels fall off. But
Yeah,
he had an MVP caliber season last year, so I'm glad he came back. I think he got cheated out of that MVP, but
what y'all think
I
the
mean,
boy Andrew Rodgers going to do with no receivers this year?
it's still a bunch of them out there. Actually, Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham. He might not be back for the first couple weeks, but he's still out there. I don't think Julio Jones signed anywhere yet.
I ain't a believer in Julio no more.
What?
That's just me. That's just me.
He had Ryan Tannehill last year.
You gotta think about I'm a Buccaneers fan, and I seen Julio, you know what I'm saying, twice a year, but it's forever when he was in Atlanta. So you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean, he kicked our ass a few games too. So I kind
Yeah.
of I'm biased, you know what I'm saying, towards Julio. The hell with Julio. But at the same time, I think everybody seen the whole show that Aaron Rodgers put on last year. And once you become a diva, nobody wants to be part of that mess. So I believe that's why your boy when he got that check with Las Vegas was doing Derek Carr.
He didn't want to be franchise tagged again. He's been the best wide receiver in the league for the past couple years, and they didn't want to give him the money. He's like, "Yeah, get me out of here." You gave Aaron the money. Also, players like well, I won't say they didn't have any help their whole careers, but like some of the great quarterbacks never had those 2, 3 good receivers like other teams have. Matt Stafford had Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham. Uh, who else? Baker Mayfield played terrible. He had Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry. That's But you've never seen Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady with like more than one top tier receiver. You know?
Baker getting paid all this money to be the third string quarterback
Oh,
at the
nah.
moment.
I mean, if he chooses to play still, because I don't think he's gonna get traded because I mean it's not really anywhere he can go. I mean, it's
Not from where
places
they
he can
want.
go, but they don't want him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. I said if he decides to play, he can come back and still be the starter until Deshaun Watson figures out what's going on. But other than that, I said yeah, he's gonna be getting paid like 20-something million to sit at home. Not even gonna come to the games. That's
That's good money, though. Yeah, I do it
yeah.
every time.
All right, so I'm gonna move on. Oh well, I think this is you, B.
Hey, you want to stay in the NFL? Since we're
Yeah,
in the
we
NFL.
already on
All
it.
right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, my topic is two black coaches joined Brian Flores' lawsuit against the NFL. So, of course, we all know why Brian Flores is filing lawsuits against the NFL. And the two coaches that are following up with him is Steve Wilkes used to be the former head coach of the Arizona Cardinals before it was Kingsbury came in there. And another one is Ray Horton, where he was the defensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns once upon a time, and he had went for the job interview in 2016. So I'm gonna start with Ray Horton. He was a defensive coordinator 2019 for the Browns, and in 2016, before I think it was Malarkey, yeah, that not Malarkey, but um, whoever the coach is right now for the before the coach of the Titans now, uh, he was interviewing for it, and he felt like that he got shammed out of the Rooney Room was not even applied, nor was it even considered for him to even get a chance to even interview in the Tennessee Titans job in 2016. And going back to Steve Wilkes, he felt like that he wasn't given a long enough opportunity to coach a full year or even continue after that because he only coached a year, and then after that, it was like, you know what, Cliff Kingsbury looks exciting. Let's get him in there. You know what I'm saying? And then that year, that's when Aaron Murray, that's when Aaron, that's not Aaron Murray, but excuse me, that's when Kyler Murray was in the draft and they picked him. So everybody who knows Kyler Murray, he was in that same similar system that Kingsbury is known for, that Texas Tech type offense, as I call it. Uh, and pretty much Steve Wilkes felt like that he didn't get a fair shake to even be able to coach a whole year. So I'm gonna see everybody else's comments about that.
I remember the Wilkes situation. Um, he got done real dirty. They won the best season, but at the same time, most coaches get 3 to 4 years to try to implement their system and see what's going on. He didn't even get that.
Unless
One
you're
season.
playing that bad, it wasn't that bad. You
Oh,
know,
it wasn't that.
That's they just said, "Yep, Kingsbury's coming in." So-
Right. It was almost like a package deal. We're gonna get Cliff Kingsbury, we got the #1 pick. We're gonna get Kyler Murray, and we're just gonna forget all about that man, just like that. Then he ain't been offered no job, really.
Everybody, like you said, every coach normally gets 2 to 4 years to prove themselves. Like I said, after 2 years, and you still terrible, yeah, all right, you out of here. Like what's the name? I think the Browns won one game in 2 years. Yeah, you got to go. But like it wasn't that bad. They were showing improvement, and then you got the first round pick. I mean, the first pick to pick up Kyler Murray and say get him out of here. My thing is, I mean, so with the coaching search, they always have to bring in some minority to like make it seem like they gave it a chance, or wanted them to be the coach. And like I think the Brian Flores one, he was like, I feel like when I came in, they were hungover, they were late. It's like they had no intention of picking me. They was out celebrating. They already had their coach before before they came to the interview.
The Rooney Rule is almost like a slap in the face because I mean it's like okay, we're just gonna interview him. You got the job, but we're just gonna waste his time just to accommodate the rules, which is a bunch of bullshit.
Man,
Well, I mean that alone. This is where the sad part about it is, and I said this before. Until you actually see some action behind it, ain't nothing but talk. You talk. You got. It's like somebody says. This is literally modern day slavery. You got all the owners who are all white majority owners, and you got all the players who are majority black. And I say you don't have any white players, but it looks like slavery to me because you're not allowing. It's like a members only. If you don't, if you're not white, you're not right, and you can't be in this club. And if you're not in this club, then we don't have to worry about we'll give a fair shake to this Rooney Rule. And even the Rooney family say it's a smack in the face. And that's the disgrace about it is the Rooney's they would say that this rule was to be fair and unbiased and give a chance, but they felt like that it didn't even have to Why should it even be like this? Just to even let people get the opportunity. If you say you're fair and equal, you know what I'm saying, and it's not right or whatever. And how it's looked at is it's okay if you can be a defensive coordinator or a position coach, but head coach, the only one who's been the longest active right now, head coach is Tomlin. He's the only one who stayed longer than I would say the minimum of time of 2 years that that black coaches are given. He's been in there for I think this is 11th season. I think 11th. I think so. I think 11th
Yeah.
season. Yeah. So he's the longest tenured black coach in the NFL, and we've seen them come and go. You know what I'm saying? And then now you got the coach for Tampa Bay, which is kind of like a promotion to head coach because he does have the qualifications and he's been a head coach before. I just think that when black coaches are put in positions, they're put in positions of impossibility of succeeding because you don't have player personnel to be able to rightfully compete and be able to have some kind of competition. Number two, you're given a short time. Like this kind of reminds me of Remember the Titans. You can't lose no games. If you lose a game, you're done. Excuse me, you're done anyway. But lose a game so we can have an excuse. You know what I'm saying? So it's literally Remember the Titans NFL edition, and they're not giving a fair shake and a fair deal in it at all. It's like quite opposite in the NBA, where you have you have some black owners, and you are giving is a little bit of fair shake in the NBA. Minus is NFL. I feel like NFL is always going to be old and outdated simply because they are a fixed individual that will not bind or bend to make any change, significant change to make everything work. So it's almost like it's great for you to play. We want you to play. You can coach. You can be a coordinator, but coach, well, I don't know about all that. So I just feel like if you say that you're fair and unbiased and all the rest of the stuff, you shouldn't have to have a Rooney rule. There shouldn't be a rule to check the block. Is what that's all it is. It's just checking the block and saying we did interview Brian Flores. Oh, didn't mean that we were going to pick him, but we so what? We were drunk. So what? He would go get the job anyway. So now it's hopefully this impacts everything to make a true change. And it's sad every time, and it's not going to really make a change because we can go back all the way back to Kaepernick. They had to pay you to silence you so you won't be able to say anything bad about the NFL. We paid you, so now you can shut up. But in the sense of it is, you people getting lawsuits and they settling. It's almost like I don't want a settlement. I want to change with the settlement. It's kind of sad that they rather pay you off than allow you to shine and be able to actually make a change and keep it the status quo. Because all it is a collective all the owners' money to pay you off. That's all it really is. So, you got corrupt owners like the Washington Commanders who skimming money, who stole from his own people. Uh, he stole from his own people. And he just sit there smiling in your face. Going to the same meeting, going like this. If you don't know how I just scammed y'all real quick. We talk about Mr. Sexual Harassment himself.
Beating all them cases too. Somehow.
Yes. Yeah, this man the pimp of the year. How he took your money and he tried to pimp out cheerleaders. That's and you still got him as an owner.
He still got a team.
Yeah,
But
and if he
yeah, you think about what the NBA did to Donald Spurs. Got him the fuck up out of
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And that's the problem. And that's the problem is that you got
That's
this. you got this coach. I mean, you got this owner who's still an owner, and it took FedEx, the name of the stadium, which that stadium, by the way, is the most raggedy stadium in the NFL. I mean, it literally falling to pieces, almost fell and almost hurt players. And we talk about he's probably the cheapest landlord of them all. And FedEx had to threaten you to change the name of your team because you had said, "Why I'm going to change my name for what? So what? You see how I treat females? You think I care about some Native Americans?
Oh,
Make me change it." And they said, "Okay, well then we'll pull out sponsorship from you, and you can name this Raggedy Stadium. I don't care what you name it." Because you don't have no sponsors no more, and nobody's going to sponsor you. We're the only one that was willing to sponsor you because of all these allegations that you had. They stuck by you, and you want to challenge them? Well, you bold. And all y'all owners, y'all should have rallied up since he stole from you and get him removed, which you can by votes. Y'all can unanimously vote him out and allow and this is why I say you need allow a black person to be able to own the team because if you really want to watch the demographic, what's
You
that?
see what like that? We didn't try it. We didn't try it.
I didn't get it.
Try
It's
to buy
hot.
it. They won't let them buy them. Even if
Yeah,
you got the money, they won't let you buy it.
yeah. And that's the Panthers were the last team that was up for sale, and they ain't let nobody buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Broncos too. Well, you can't let the Panthers. You can't let the Panthers do it because then be they got black Panthers. We can't let that happen. That's too. Can't let that happen. It's too much. It's too
you
much.
know, I think it has something to do with what is the people, the players, I mean NBA versus the NFL. The players in the NBA have more freedom. Like they can actually start the movement online and like be like, I'm not playing for this dude. Get him out of here. But you won't get too many NFL players that's gonna do that. I mean, well, even if they did, they would be blackballed from the league. I said if you just agree with if you don't just conform and go along with the flow, it can become a problem for you. And like most NFL players, the average NFL career is 2 years. So I mean, you trying to get that bag for that time, and if you can't, that's it.
Yeah, I feel. I feel.
Also, yeah. Also, they don't have as much freedom on social media as other people. Like you see LeBron stand up for stuff sometimes, even though they got him to shut up about that one thing. I ain't gonna say it. That's even though they got him to shut up about that one thing. But like he mostly stands up for social issues, and you can't really see that much of that in the NFL.
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick did a peaceful protest. All he did was kneel. He didn't like not come out for the allegiance. He wasn't mocking soldiers. He was bringing concerns to it, or he's bringing knowledge to an issue, or awareness to an issue is the word I was looking for. And
My
he
whole thing.
hasn't seen the field. He's still trying out. They let him try out
Yeah,
during halftime of a college spring day game.
Yeah.
But
but
as far as
that's
going to see him,
they just threw you the check, letting you know that okay, we were wrong, and we don't want you to be here though. We're gonna send you this check, but he still
yeah.
keep trying to be in their private club. They don't want you here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I understand it's your dream to be an NFL quarterback. You led a team to the Super Bowl, all that good stuff, but they don't want you here, bro. And it's a privately owned business.
It
You
is.
can't tell them folks how they run their shit. It's theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So on the other side of the coin, I mean, I'm with Cap all the way, 100%. But at the same time, it's their business. If you don't abide by our rules,
You gotta go.
it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said they wanted to get rid of Cap because they thought it was going to affect their ratings. But if you check, the NFL ratings have been down for years, and been going down for years. And I like to think that is, do you know why the NBA gets more popularity now? I mean, that players are way more athletic, but also the NFL's got way more athletic players. But the NBA players have that freedom to just like have they have a little bit more swagger over there, so you want to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
In the NFL, you gotta just be, you gotta say the right thing. I can't come out here and be cocky. I
Mm-hmm.
said all the best players talk best. You can talk during the game. I don't want to see you out here being confident. I said
Mm-hmm.
trying to stand out. You a part of this organization.
I like that.
I said,
Well,
but like I said,
off topic, it just popped up on my phone. Joel Embiid just clinched the scoring title for the season.
eh,
It just popped up. I'm a
he still ain't
sports
gonna
guy.
win MVP.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah, nah. I can't stand Jokic, but he gonna get it.
But is the MVP even a valuable thing anymore?
You want one for your legacy.
Just for your legacy. You gotta
No,
have one.
I'm talking about like how many times that probably LeBron was playing at an MVP level and he never. And after them 6 times he won it, it's like, all right, you can't win it every year, so we gonna let
They did
somebody else
it. They
do it.
did it with Shaq and Kobe as well.
Yep.
Gave it
Nah,
right to Steve Nash.
yeah, one of them belong to Shaq, one of them belong to Kobe. But you know why Kobe didn't get his, so, you know.
Yeah.
We can't let you. Yeah, not just. It's just like we can't let you go to Colorado and win the MVP.
Yeah.
It's like it's like Marshawn Lynch. It's like Marshawn Lynch. We can't let you do it with your antics and let you win the MVP and run that football in because you know if he would have ran it in, he would have been MVP of that game.
You think if Odell didn't get hurt, that it gave him the MVP in the Super Bowl?
Cooper Cup, yeah, because Cooper Cup is okay, but he's not better than Odell. I'm just my opinion.
Odell
He's
before
definitely better than Odell.
before
Who
that knee
you
went out though, that
Cooper
was
Cup
you
Odell.
said? No,
definitely
it's not.
definitely
No, no,
a better
no, no, he's not.
all around receiver.
No,
He's
he's
definitely a
not.
better
No,
all
he's
around
not.
receiver than
No,
Odell.
he's not, bro. I don't. That
He
I don't
is.
know, bro. Like you smoking
He
rocks,
is.
bro. No, he's
Cooper Cup
not.
calling
No,
his
he's
own plays
not.
at the line,
No, he's not,
running
bro.
routes.
I
Odell don't
promise
go
you,
across. He don't go across the middle like that.
If
Oh, so
Odell was
it's
still
just
in that
highlight
game,
plays. It's just
no,
highlight plays.
If Odell was still in that game and not hurt, he would have won the MVP. Everybody know that.
He was the spark of the
I
offense.
don't. I mean, well, Cooper Cup made the clutch catch at the end, so
Whatever,
Well,
bro. Cooper Cup is not better than Odell. Not even by
they two different type of receivers though. Two different
I
type of
give you
receivers. One's a slot, one's a deep threat, and I like my slots more than I like my deep threat.
Slots get killed.
Slots don't win
Yeah,
games.
excuse me.
yeah,
If
they
you
do. Yeah, well, they
hey
won a Super Bowl. Yeah, they do.
hey, this is what we go. This is what I'm about to kill it. Jalen Ramsey had an interview and they said, "Who you think better, Cooper Cup?" He said Odell. Odell over Cooper Cup.
Mm-mm.
Hey, that's because
I don't know.
I mean that's
I,
because
I feel that way about Odell because I watched him in college. So like I know what he's capable
this man had the triple crown last year.
of. Mm-mm.
Y'all still
Odell
ain't
like,
give it to him. He come back out and do it again this year. It's
oh,
not gonna be an argument.
don't get me wrong, but you gotta think about it. He was kind of. I mean, I like Cup. Cup dude, but he tight. They kicked my team ass in the playoffs, unfortunately. And they beat us last in the regular season, unfortunately. But I think he kind of benefited off of the fact that you had Woods over there on the other side at one point, and when Woods went down, you had Odell. So
Mhm.
If
it's kind of like Chris Godwin benefits from Mike Evans. You can't take Mike Evans.
another one. Hey, Schuster benefiting off Antonio Brown, and look what happened when you put Schuster by himself to be number one. He don't produce.
Again, two different type of receivers in every situation y'all just said. And who was better, Antonio Brown or Schuster?
Brown.
Exactly. And which was this? Never mind. I'm not even gonna get into this. I'm not even gonna get into this. I can't believe. When
Cooper
was
Cup just
Odell's last 1,000 yard season?
It's okay.
Your best asset. I'm gonna use your words on you. Your best ability is availability. Where has Odell?
No. Okay, then. You know what? You got Woods away. Hey, look. Remember when Brown was gone and Schuster was number one? All right, Cooper Cup. If you do it, if you said you could do it again. Be consistent
He did
then.
it. Did it in
No,
the Super Bowl.
do it again. Watch this. You won't have the same
I'm
year
trying
as you had if you had last year. I promise you that.
be, because they gonna be
Happens
eyeing on
every
him.
time.
But
It happens every
he's
time.
still gonna be 100 catches and 1,000 yards.
Yeah, because they put him
Because
in the
of
system. Bro, if you move everybody around, if you just like Tyreek Hill, if I put you in the slot, put you on the outside, if I put you on this little out bubble out, if the plays go to you, what do you think you can get 100 catches, bro? Come on now.
hey,
Oh, money. We're gonna
going
do
off
it
going
to him.
off going off stats. I'm going off stats.
Yeah, stats live.
What? That's not the saying.
That's flay. That's in
Numbers do lie.
numbers
Cooper
live.
Cup's he's calling his plays on the line, making adjustments, doing all these things that I've never seen Odell do.
Bro, bro.
He makes some amazing catches, and I'm not saying Odell's bad. I like him.
I'm biased because Cooper Cup the one cut that touchdown that ended down Tampa Bay season. So therefore, hell with Cooper Cup. I'm going with Odell.
And he did it again in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Odell's
So,
better
I
than
mean,
Cooper Cup. I don't care what you say.
all right.
He's a better route runner. The dude can catch the ball. He catches the ball, and then at the same time, he's
I can honestly both arguments. So Odell probably a better athlete, athletically, better than Cup. But
I'll give you that.
It's those major plays, and Odell made some major plays.
The job is to catch the ball and get yards. Cup doing the job.
bro.
Odell probably got more swag and more cut.
I,
More
I
moves.
say, no, I say Odell's a better route runner than Cooper Cup is,
Come
hands
on,
down.
man.
No,
Come on,
bro.
man.
No, bro. You smoking rocks, bro. He has he's a
Come on, man.
better than him, bro. Bro, he's a better route runner.
I'll give you the catches over somebody, but I'm not giving you route running.
Now you smoking rocks. Now you being disrespectful, bro. You being disrespectful now, bro. That man's a better route runner than him.
Some of
The
his
Cooper
routes
Cup.
on the he's gonna say he's the type of receiver that he freelances when he's out there, you know what I'm saying, running routes sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's why I get the route running to Cooper Cup. Cooper Cup.
No, think about it. Look at all quarterbacks. No, hey, Aaron. Look at all quarterbacks. Look at all the quarterbacks that Cooper Cup's had and Odell's had. Did you not have to freestyle? Look at all the.
But now you still freestyling in
It's easy to freestyle on a deep route. Adjust to the ball.
yeah, this is just
Yeah.
I give you that. Now route running is different from catching over somebody. A
Yeah.
lot of that, throw the ball up, I'm gonna go get it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That ain't
And I'll give that to Odell.
route running is when you running and you go 10 yards, I want you to cut here and you do exactly what I tell you to do. That's route running.
Route running is this cornerback's 5 yards in front of me, and you got to get away from him. Get the ball.
Yeah.
But most of the stuff that he had, most of the stuff. No, think about it. All the quarterbacks that Odell had, they had to improvise because their quarterbacks had to scramble out, and he already ran his route. What do you want me to do? I gotta follow this Eli. I gotta follow trash.
But what we're saying,
I gotta do all this stuff because what do? They run
what
around.
we're saying is it's easier to adjust on a deep route because you're going to get the ball. On a short route, you got to get open. It's linebackers. You got the cornerback who's guarding you. Maybe a D lineman just stepped back or something. You got to get away from people, and that's route running right there.
Look at the quarterbacks.
Not saying
look at the quarterbacks that Cooper Cup.
he had Jared Goff before Matt Stafford for 1 year.
And Golf can't read coverages. What do you think? Come on, man.
You said he can't read coverages.
He can't. That's why he got fired.
So your argument
That's why
is
he's at the
invalid.
Lions.
So your argument is invalid then. Because you're saying how Eli Manning and Baker Mayfield made it Odell adjust, where Cooper Kupp had Jared Goff his whole career and been putting up stats.
But it's called reading coverages. It's a difference between me reading the coverage and Cooper Cup, you getting to where you're supposed to do in the route. Okay, you ran a route. Jared Goff can't read the coverage. That's why he's in Detroit right now.
Yeah.
That's why we got Matt Stafford, because Matt Stafford can read coverage. He's been proven since Georgia. We all know that. You put
Right.
Dale with a quarterback like Stafford, oh yeah, you got money. Look at Cooper
Right.
Cup's production from Matt Stafford, that 1 year Matt Stafford, then when you have Jared Goff, who can't read anything, who looked lost in the Super Bowl, who was the worst person I seen. I was like, wow, man, that dude really is that bad.
Why? Why?
And you
And
talk
he
about
still.
no, and then let's go to your Browns, sir. Let's go to your Browns, sir. When you
I
had
thought
a midfield, you know he scrambled around with that one peg and called a little tink tink. Go around, go around. And then Odell be like, this dude he can't even stay up. And you had Jarvis Landry on your team. I mean, bro, I'm done. That's why Baker don't deserve another job. He need to sit behind somebody. My preference, I think he needs to get picked up by Tampa Bay and sit behind Tom Brady. Tampa
No,
Bay,
no,
yeah.
no, no.
you don't want him.
We good where we at.
Yep.
I think honestly Baker need to go to somewhere like Atlanta and battle Mariota.
No, we not
Yeah,
interested in
that'd be good. The two has-beens. Who's gonna be now? Who's gonna be back then?
Oh, not Mariota though. Mariota, I mean,
Mar-
I
Mar-
ain't nobody
Mariota
anyway.
is another one who can't read coverages. By the way, and just let everybody know that.
But
but he been on the bench for a while. I mean, he might have learned something.
Well, he kind of got no choice. But I'll take him over Baker though. I mean, yeah, I'll take him over Baker, and I'll take him over Jared Goff.
Really?
I wanna say this last thing before we move on. Is
yes.
that Baker was hurt a lot of last year.
Has been.
Oh,
He was,
well,
yeah, he's been
Yeah,
hurt.
Jarvis Landry.
So I wouldn't have gave up on him that fast, but I still would get Deshaun Watson over him. So I mean, that's just my personal opinion. But moving on to NBA, this is the last day of the
No,
NBA
bro.
season.
No, bro.
I can't just
I'll
move
take
on.
Deshaun Watson. No, because Deshaun Watson's way better than what you have Baker. Come
No,
on now. I would.
that's what I said. That's what I said. I would definitely take him over Baker,
Baker,
but
okay. I thought
Baker
you
was
was
hurt all last year, so I was like, don't just write him off yet. I don't. That's all I'm saying.
anyway. Baker, he just hurt.
Baker go to Seattle. That's what you need to go. Go to Seattle. They got a quarterback.
All right, moving on to the NBA. It's the last day of the season. Today, April 10th, and I wanted to talk about these playoff or the play-in games. You know, the Lakers been out for over a week now. LeBron had called it a wrap before they even lost. I mean, got out of the play-in. But right now, the play-in in the East is really close. Everybody's within one game of each other. The Nets and the Cavs are at 7 and 8 at 73 wins, and the Hawks and the Hornets are in ninth and 10th at 72 wins. And everybody, all three of the teams except for the Cavs, have a pretty easy game today. The Cavs play Milwaukee. I mean, I wouldn't call them easy games. It's the NBA, but they should all win their games. So potentially the Cavs will drop down to number 10, but we won't know till after today. And but the West is pretty much set. And the Timberwolves being number 7, the Clippers being 8, Pelicans being 9, and the Spurs being number 10. So out of those 4 teams, who you think's taking 7 and 8? 7 and 8's going to be between, or seven slots going to be between the Timberwolves and the Clippers. And the loser of that game has to play the winner of the Pelicans and the Spurs.
Got the Clippers.
At 7?
Yeah.
And then who's at 8? Then that's going to be Timberwolves versus the winner of the Pelicans and the Spurs.
The Pelicans gonna beat the Spurs.
So then it's the Timberwolves versus the Pelicans.
I still got the Pelicans.
No,
You got Got Clippers at 7, Pelicans at 8.
Yep.
He said, no.
T-
This is something about Minnesota right now, man. Minnesota playing good ball, man. Cause before
Yeah.
this season, I wasn't. Look, I know he's good and all. I was never a big Cat fan until this season right here. He's showing me something this year. See, you got Edwards out there hooping with him. They got a nice little young nucleus, and they playing good ball right now. I like the
The thing,
Pelicans too. I'm a BI fan too, but I don't think they got enough right now.
yeah. I said if Zion would come on and play, but he's gonna sit out this year.
It's,
But the thing about the Timberwolves is
Zion over there eating cheeseburgers right now.
he looks good. He's still big, but he still looks better.
you still put
He's the Ben Simmons of the West.
That's not nice.
He is. You're available, but you ain't available. They should stop paying you your check if you don't want to play.
Yep, yep. That's true.
I go to work.
I,
They pay me. I don't just show up and be like,
But see, that's the whole caveat of having the NBA guaranteed money. You know what I'm saying? They check guaranteed. They ain't like the NFL. In NFL, you get paid by the game.
Yeah.
NBA, once you sign that check, all that's yours.
yeah, yeah, I understand that. But Ben Simmons, I seen you a little bit too much with your little fiance over there playing games and over there sitting on the sidelines just eating popcorn and stuff and like you're having a good old time. And then you got Zion over there that I wish I was in New York. I wanted to go to New York. That's why I really want to go. I want to play with RJ Barrett. That's where I want to be at. But you there in New Orleans, you got like you got CJ McCollum, which is a good player to have with you that could actually help you. But you want to sit over there and pout because you're crying. Look, hey, if Anthony Davis sat there as long as he did and signed an extension contract with them, you can do it too. You got it's just the process.
I agree with Aaron though about the Pelicans not having enough because if Zion was healthy or in shape in there,
It's
him,
small.
CJ McCullough, and Brandon Ingram, I would take them at 8. I say they can make the playoffs and probably get his sons a little 6-game series or something. I said, but speaking on the Timberwolves, I said Cats always averaged like 23 and 10, but they were always losing. And the thing was that for the last 2 seasons or however long Anthony Edwards had been there, before this season, him, D'Lo, and Cat they didn't play a lot together, and when they did, they were winning. So this year, all 3 of them are actually healthy enough to where they were able to put together a little run and get in the playoff conversation.
Yeah, I like what they got still and what's going on in Minnesota. He turned into a fan because he won a few big men that got a trade ball. He won a 3-point contest.
Yeah.
He predicted he was going to win it too. This man almost 7 feet tall shooting the 3 ball like it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
That man's already up there. All he's doing is throwing in there.
Yeah. But when it comes to the East, though, the East still wide open to me. I
Yeah,
don't
it
believe,
is. It is.
I believe in Brooklyn. I'm a Miami Heat fan, by the way, so all roads got to come through South Beach. You know, but that's #1 seed. But
Yeah.
that Brooklyn,
Y'all gonna.
Brooklyn don't have enough defense.
Hey, I said you're gonna be hurt. You're gonna be hurt if Brooklyn lose that 7-8 game and have to drop down to the 8 spot, play Miami in the first round.
Whoever they see in the first round can catch head. I give them that now.
It depends on what Jimmy Butler you get.
Yeah.
No, it depends on what. Oh, that's right. He ain't gonna play. Anyway, that's what we really need to talk about. Brooklyn would have some defense if you had a Ben Simmons, but I want to go ahead and still be in my feelings about 76ers and file grievances and you want your money back. If I was the 76ers, I'd have been like this. You got traded. That's what you wanted, right? I'm not gonna pay you. You didn't do nothing. So what would you think was gonna happen? You didn't follow proper procedures. You didn't file the right paperwork. So you lost your money. So stop crying about that and get up and start playing. Why are you crying about some old spilled milk, bro? You done got traded. you should be good now. You done got the best. You got Kyle Culver as a shooting coach, and you ain't gonna get no better than that. That man ain't worth. She ain't gonna shoot. You could get Steve Kerr to be a shooting coach, and he still ain't gonna be good. The man can't shoot. He can play defense. He can drive the ball.
See, that's why I thought he'd been eager to come back because he don't have to shoot with this team. You got Kyrie and KD. Let them do all the shooting. We
You
can
got
play
Patty
defense.
Mills. You got Patty Mills. Everybody on that squad can shoot. You got Dragic.
You got Curry. You know what I'm saying? So, we're,
All you
why?
gotta do is facilitate and play
No,
defense.
you say play defense. You play your game.
All he can do is just be like this. Let him drive. Let him drive. Dish it back out to one of them.
He don't have to make no changes to his game at all.
Bro, they could follow the pattern of when Dwight was in Orlando when they went to the finals. You know what? Go in there and drive and dish it back out to somebody who can shoot a three. Is anybody out there on that can shoot a three? That's the best philosophy for Brooklyn to actually do something, or whatever. But you have to have a Ben Simmons to actually be there to do that. That's why they're like missing the defense because they're missing his presence being there as a defensive player. We know Kyrie doesn't play defense, and we know
Single
KD
play
plays somewhat defense or whatever. He plays defense
when
when
he
he
wants
needs
to.
to. Yeah, but everybody else on that team, it just you need that catalyst, and that catalyst is with Ben Simmons. But Ben Simmons, he ain't gonna show up
He's gonna surprise everybody and be out there the first game of the playoffs.
and do nothing.
Just so negative out here, B. Just so
No,
negative.
I understand about mental health, but I know what I don't understand is you sitting up here still crying about when they booed you up out of there when Atlanta had beat you, and you still traumatized by that. Well, if you don't go on, sit up, we all knew you couldn't shoot coming out of LSU. So
We
what?
thought you would develop.
But see, we talking about a shot. It wasn't a shot that gave this drama. It was a layup that he passed up. It
Yeah.
wasn't even a shot. It wasn't a jumper. It was a layup.
Right in your will well. What you do best, lay up and dunk, and you missed that. So they should be getting to you should get up in your butt, bro. I mean,
Hey
dude,
man,
I believe
one
that.
of the big things one of the big things in basketball is having that well in any sport honestly is having that confidence, and once your confidence gets shot like that shot
hey, no, I won't hear that. Look at Westbrook. He done bricked all the season, and then towards the end he started doing good. You
because he's
know how?
confident.
No, I don't care, bro. They made fun of that man.
Hey, you been on a pickup game. You know what they say. Once you a shooter, but you keep missing. Keep on shooting.
Not Ben Simmons, because if you don't even shoot, I don't want to see you in practice shooting and stuff like that, and then you can't. I ain't here to watch you practice. I here to watch you play. Try to attempt it. I wouldn't even get mad at you. I wouldn't even laugh at you. You know what? He trying. I give it to him. He trying. He trying to do something. And Kevin, that comment what you said, talking about you thought he was going to develop. You are who you are.
Hey,
You are who you are. If you're
I
a
wanna
shooter, pass it up.
I wanna remind y'all that Kawhi Leonard came into the league as a terrible shooter. Remember his first championship? They lost because he missed those free throws. What'd he do? Next year came back averaging. Well, not the next year, but he eventually started averaging 27 points. And the next time they saw the Heat, he knocked down those free throws at the end of the game.
Broke my heart.
But you're talking about but don't try to give me the success story about Kawhi versus Ben
I'm just saying.
Simmons.
You said you are
No,
who you are.
no, no.
You
You
can you
are who you
can be
are.
better.
But did he improve? Did he try? You
Yeah.
see the next year? You said it. The next year he starts shooting better and shooting his free throws. Ben Simmons. How long Ben Simmons been in the league?
Well, this is what I
No,
said.
Ben
We were
Simmons in the
expecting.
league.
We weren't expecting you to come in and be Steph Curry or somebody, but we wanted you to go from 23 to 32. That's all we wanted, 23% to 32%, and he's not even shooting them.
Bro, we're talking about Kawhi Leonard who won in Toronto.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking
Uh,
about Ben Simmons with the
no,
improvement
no,
on the shot.
no, no. He can't improve. Only thing he want to improve is crying. Keep crying about this grievance that you trying to file. You need to let that go. Go on about your business. Go on with
Well,
your fiance. You go on
it's
about your
all
business.
it's all about Philly's master plan, man. They not giving them the money till after the playoffs. That's so you stay out longer.
You're not getting the money then. What are you talking about?
I believe they fools old this year. My boy Harden, I don't know what's wrong with my boy Harden. I believe they're
He
ruined.
play. He's doing just like what Harden does. He plays great in the season, and then the playoff comes around, and he just goes and does like that coach on Waterboy. He just hides off into the group and just trying to hide off like Homer Simpson and hides, and you don't even know where he at.
I believe they took away they took away one of his special moves with that little the double step and fade away, boom, bam, 3 pointer in your face, or he's gonna drive for you. They
He
took that
should
You know
away
they
from him.
he should have stayed in Brooklyn. He should have stayed in Brooklyn because
they would have him. At least they would have
yeah,
him.
yeah, at least that way he'll be available to play. Number one,
Yeah,
and at least he's played with At least he played Harden played with KD before, and he feels a little bit more comfortable with KD than you do with. I'm not saying nothing wrong with Embiid, but at least you have a rapport with KD, and you have some experience with KD, and you know that you ain't got to be the man. You know what?
that's
Y'all two will be the man. I'll just fade off to the side like I did when I was at OKC. You know, I'll be the third guy like I was when you had Russ. You had Russ, KD, and him. That's too easy to do. You ain't got to be the.
but see, it's different now though, 'cause he left that situation to be the man.
Yeah, and now he's like, I'm the man. I'm
No, he's
still gonna
not.
be the man.
He ain't the man. No, he's not, bro.
No, I'm saying that's how he's gonna play. That's how he's gonna play. I'm the point guard. Kyrie's the shooting guard.
Well,
I think
Kyrie
about
said that.
he carried that whole Houston franchise the whole time he was there. Then when he left, now you got to become third fiddle. You know what I'm saying? So I
He
mean,
said my MVP was more recent than yours.
yeah, in Philly, at least he didn't have second fiddle. You know what I'm saying? 1A or 1B. But at the same time, out there in Brooklyn, he was number three.
And he needed to be number three because and he's a better. Everybody knows about him being at Houston made him a better facilitator when he played the point guard when them in D'Antoni's offense, and that's why he needs to be at Brooklyn because you need a point guard, and he would be the perfect one because Kyrie ain't gonna play no defense or he gonna be a point guard. Kyrie gonna do his shake, rattle, and roll. That's exactly what Kyrie gonna do. Kyrie gonna do Kyrie things.
But see, the league, it kind of it messed up home.
Yeah, that was with a bunch of people.
Yeah, because he used to stay at the free throw line. He used to stay silent. All the 3 pointers were 4 point plays
Yeah.
every time he was in his zone when he came down. But now they took that move away from him. He ain't no more
Well,
looking the same. I'm a
well,
hard
like I
player.
said, with every change, you have to adjust, and maybe you want to adjust. Another gonna take you another year to adjust. I mean, but still, like it,
You right.
his defense ain't been stellar. So I mean, and that's Doc Rivers' mo, his defense and throwing players under the bus. But that's not going very well for Doc Rivers. He ain't gonna be there too much longer if Philly don't go. Uh, it's Eastern Conference Championship or bust for Doc Rivers. So if Doc Rivers don't do it this year, it's a wrap.
You know, it's more like championship or bust because they was in the Eastern Conference Finals. Wasn't that the year that Toronto?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is for him because they already got the coach who's gonna replace him already. They'll get D'Antoni.
Nah, hell no. Don't bring him back no more.
They will because look at Daryl Morey. Then you got Harden. What did else? Who else is there? Oh, I gotta get D'Antoni.
Problem with D'Antoni he don't coach defense. He's more of a shooter.
Well, no, you can't say that. Because that Tony, he don't have to coach defense. Just get a defensive coach that's going to emphasize that, like he did when they were in Houston. Hey, we know you don't coach defense. Hey, bring the best defensive coach out here to help them show how to play defense.
And what they got him in Houston. Nothing.
Got him further than he was. He got him further than a lot of other places. Everybody believed in his system. I don't like his system because he don't play defense. That's just me.
Exactly.
That's look at Steve Nash. Like 125 to 121. Who can score the most? That's pretty much what it is.
Steve Nash comes from the Dan and Tony tree.
A broke tree.
But yeah, I don't know. Dan Tony needs to stay where he at or get him a head office job or something like that. He does not need to give him a sideline.
I agree with that. I'm tired of seeing them. Tired of seeing them keep getting jobs and.
Don't deserve it.
That's what I said. I think Mark Jackson deserves a job.
I don't
Yeah,
think Mark that nigga won. I believe that all the bullshit he went through that they showed that he blackballed by all the running around they did, not even getting him an interview for a job. He's like, fuck it. I might as well go ahead and get the easy check on ABC, talk these basketball games, and then live my best life.
How you doing, Reggie Miller?
You know?
but yeah, that's all I had.
Well, guys, we're coming towards the end of this podcast, and I want to appreciate Aaron for coming out, man, and I would like to have you for some more episodes, man. Whenever you have the abilities to do them, so
No,
Mhm.
no, son, baby, I'm in the cave, baby. You see the cave. You see, I'm in the cave, baby. Hey,
yeah, but
so
like
my feet is on. I'm gonna soak my feet and play Xbox for the rest of the day.
sound like a good idea, man. But I appreciate you being on here, man, and you're like in hey, you come in as many episodes you want to. There's no limit here, man. The more the merrier. I appreciate it. I appreciate, of course, the co-host, Yana, Rochelle, and the kid, Kevin, for coming out. And I appreciate y'all coming out here. And this is Play Your Part Podcast. We out.